Hello, I'm Mystic Orange and this is video hashtag 640. In this video, I'll be reviewing Winx Club Season 4, Episode 6. This is the episode where the girls earn Believix. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and let's get into this video. But before we get into reviewing this episode, we have an intermission. So for this intermission, I'll give you an update. I'm taking a break from doing Winx Club Rewrite as I feel a little bit burnt out from doing it. I will eventually return to it when I'm ready. What you could do is check out my playlist for Winx Club Rewrite and check out the previous ones I've made. So far, I've made 6 episodes. I will try to link the playlist in the description as well as the community tab in my channel. Now that's discussed, let's get into this review. The episode starts with the girls eating their breakfast. This makes me want to eat breakfast. I just had a cereal this morning. But looking at what they're eating, this makes me want to get a croissant from the bakery. I could also brew some tea as well. And if you don't mind me, I'm just gonna do that right now. I swear to God, Stella's lips keeps changing in 1 minute. It is really distracting. It's like Stella's having a lipstick malfunction. It keeps switching from orange and pink. I personally prefer orange lips on her. The pink one is just too garish for me for her. So let's move on with this review. In few scenes, we have Misa gawking over a book about them earning Believix. This is what Miss Farganda gave to the Winx so that they know how to earn Believix. But honestly, I do think this is whimsical, but I also think this is pretty convenient for them to have a book about every transformations. And honestly, how much do the books matter when it comes to earning anything, really? I feel like the Winx reading the book is just a little bit of a filler for me. So in the next scene, we're with the specialist at Sky and Helia get new haircuts. I don't mind Sky's haircut, it doesn't look much different from his previous ones or whatever. But Helia's one though, I can't say that though, like Helia's hair gets better in season 5 and 6, but oh my god, I do not like this haircut on Helia at all. It just doesn't fit his vibe. His hair is a little bit too jagged for my liking. It makes it seem like Helia drinks a lot and smokes pot. It doesn't make him seem cute or flattering whatsoever. Let me know what you think. Do you like Helia's haircut? Also, that's cute, Brandon, but I really don't care about you and your dilemma with Mitzi. I mean, I love Brandon, he's the hottest and he's one of the best specialists, but this plotline with Missy, I couldn't give my rat's ass about it. We also get scenes from Missy, and you know, I've pointed in the past at how much I don't like the puppet animation in season 4. Yeah, I still have this complaint here. Like, the way Missy moves with her body, it just doesn't look good for me. By the way, just so you know, I'm procrastinating really hard right now. Anyway, in the next scene, the Winx are gonna decorate the apartment. By the way, whenever you're decorating a room, make sure to start off by walls and floors first. Sort those things out before adding things in. I mean, Layla made that point already in this episode. In the next scene, Andy and his friends come to the apartment. They come to say hi to the Winx, and they wanted to help decorate the room. I find their antics cheesy, cringy, and cute. But I love this. This is so fun for me. You know, things like this makes me feel giddy. This is probably how I feel about most hyper feminine things. Like when I'm listening to the Barbie Girl song, or listening to songs from Toy Box. Like, you know that song called Best Friend by Toy Box. And honestly, listening to boy bands like One Direction also makes me feel this way. I think, in my opinion, it's okay to enjoy these things. And honestly, when people have issues when other people are enjoying these things, in my opinion, I think you are just miserable. And there's this mindset where people have when you enjoy these things, you're considered vapid or vain, which isn't true at all. Like, you can enjoy these things and still be a human being. I don't like this bit where Bloom and Stella are doing something unquestionable. Like, this whole bit is coming across as unfaithful. And the fact that Stella is like encouraging this to happen. I especially don't like the line where Stella is saying, "Don't worry, I won't tell Sky." In my opinion, that's so shady. And I don't like the face that Blue makes afterwards. When the Treks aren't around, Missy takes over to sabotage the Winx. And you know what? I'm kind of a Missy stan, and the Winx have been bothering me all season. So I'm kind of rooting for Missy to ruin their lives. Great, more annoying drama coming through this episode. Honestly, annoying things like this kills this season. Like, why were the boys annoyed by this? Like, I can understand from Sky's perspective, like, Bloom was being, like, unfaithful to him. But this is so annoying, and I can't deal with this anymore. And honestly, 6 Winx girls, 3 bandmates, and 6 more specialists. With that, they could all help, paint the apartment. So why are the characters being so stupid? And this time the boys are being stupid here. I don't know, they are coming across self-centered from their point of view. Like Riven says, if you needed help, they could have asked them. But why can't they all help? The only people who are not bothered in this situation are Andy and his bandmates. Everyone else is all stupid. Out of everyone, they didn't do anything wrong. And I like Andy. He is at least being friendly to Sky. And why can't all the boys hang out with each other? Like, let Sky and Andy, connect with each other. But good thing we have Techna to, get the girls back into priority. I like it when she's, moving the plot forward. They have to find that person who keeps changing their names to adopt all these pets. Which I can understand because, the rule is to get one pet, one person. That way everyone gets their own pet. And the point of the pets is so that, people can connect with magic more. And this is how they can learn about magic. But obviously the person is doing something also shady by changing their identity to do these things. Things like this is something to be worried about if you're doing this online. I think this kind of educates real life people as well. Like, if you're gonna watch these episodes, at least you're learning about internet safety and cautions online. Which I think that's a good move for Winx Club. Like, it kind of teaches kids, the dangers of what could happen. Like, obey the rules of every website so you don't get kicked. I understand this fully because, like, imagine, getting into a Twitch account or a YouTube account, or getting banned from a YouTube channel or maybe a Discord server, and someone keeps coming back with their new account. This is something to worry about. Unfortunately, people are like that in real life. The girls then find out who has been taking the pet. It's the girl from Fruity Music Bar. Also, we know her as Roxy. She has a pet dog named R2. I mean, we do see Roxy coming out of her home. And then she enters a completely different place where she keeps a lot of pets in. If you didn't know anything better, you'd think Roxy is being shady just by collecting all these pets. Which I can see why you might think that. But even still, you'll still be cautious of how Roxy's doing this, even with best intentions. Maybe she's doing this to keep these pets safe or find out a safe space to, have these pets. But anything can happen to these pets even if she's trying to keep them safe. Things like poachers or something else. So in the next part of the scene, the Winx, hunt Roxy down. And Stella plays bad cop, which I do think is funny. And the Winx don't need explanation. What is Roxy doing with these dogs and all these pets? The thing is though, I think the Winx just go off track a bit here. Like they came here so to confront Roxy about all these pets and recreating their accounts. And that's where they should have left it there. They observe that, Roxy has magic and they start questioning that. To me, I feel like the Winx came in too soon. They should have not rushed things in so quickly for Roxy. Also, story-wise, I also feel like this seems rushed. So anyway, Bloom, attempts to confront Roxy that she's a fairy. Again, I feel like this seems a bit rushed. And I'm not sure if I'm a fan how Bloom worded it. I think explaining the reasons why Roxy did things, I don't think that's the right approach to do this. And Roxy in denial lashes them out and wants them kicked out. But still, the Winx need to confront Roxy for doing the things that she did, online, like creating multiple accounts to, get more pets. In the next part of the scene, Roxy tries to flee the Winx, but she ends up encountering the Wizards of the Black Circle. They've hunted her down. Honestly, the Winx feel like a bait to, get Roxy. Because, the wizards can see where the girls are. And possibly because, Gatlos has that power. So anyway, they try to attempt to capture Roxy to the portal. So anyway, the wizards come to save the day. They transform and try to save Roxy. So they do transform into Enchantrix. But I do like this where they're transforming and Ogron and Ganlos are commenting about the girls transforming. It is funny though. It's kind of like a meta commentary. Like Ogron comments that it's always the same song and dance. And Ganlos, really likes the transformation. This is really funny how, to see how the villains are while the girls are transforming. And I guess while the Winx are transforming, it's a split second. Because these transformations are like more than minutes long. So you do wonder what the villains are doing while the girls are transforming. I know it's crazy. But this is like any show really, whether it's like Winx Club, Sailor Moon, Mimi Power, whenever there's a transformation, you do wonder this. This is especially true for Sailor Moon, where I do remember there are times where not just the transformations, but whenever they do, creating attacks for the opponents. Like for example, Sailor Moon, she would use a very long name for an attack. And then we get to see some action with the Winx and the Wizards. By the way, this is the last time we'll be seeing Enchantrix. So if you're one of those Enchantrix fans, this is probably the last episode you'll be watching. And then Roxy gets emotional about seeing fairies and not trying to understand that fairies do exist. She's probably having conflicting feelings right now. Added the fact that, she's a target for these wizards, that must be a pressure for her. And finally, Roxy, all desperate, finally gives in. She believes in fairies now. And because of that, the Winx all earn Believix. I do have my pros and cons for this, but I will list the pros first. The first pro is that this is the best part about this episode. The Winx earning their Believix because Roxy believed in them. And I think that's one of the most eventful and epic moments in season 4. You know, I've had so many criticisms about season 4, but this is one of the greatest moments. And Believix is so incredibly beautiful. Honestly, this is really great. And every Winx looks so unique in their Believix. I just love it. I know we all love Enchantrix. I personally do. And I also like Believix because of like how individualized everyone is. Like my love for Believix has always grown ever since I first saw it. And I know that a lot of people complain about the later seasons where like some of the transformation lack any uniqueness or individuality. Everyone looks the same. I look back at Believix, where the last time we get, where everyone gets their individual transformations. And that is sad. I understand that there are transformations in later seasons that I might like. For example, harmonics. You know, some of the transformations do look similar, even though it's gorgeous. I do miss the individuality like the previous seasons had with their transformations. Not only from the outfits, but the sequences and the background as well. And I also hate it when people compare Enchantrix and Believers together. To me, I think they're both beautiful in their own unique way. I think Enchantrix is beautiful for its ethereal and whimsical vibe, and Believix is beautiful for its modern aesthetic, and I like it for different reasons. I don't like the idea when someone's like, oh, they don't like Believix because they think it's a downgrade, and I disagree. I personally do prefer Enchantrix more because it looks more beautiful, but I still think Believix deserves this, crown. And I had to say, I'm a huge Believix stan, so those are my pros. I do have my con though. Well, first of all, I did not like the episode that they earned the Enchantrix in. I mean, Believix in. Like the annoying drama in the beginning with the boys and the girls did not help this transformation feel like it didn't feel right. I don't feel like I've been rewarded with this transformation. Because I feel like I had to put through so much bullshit with the girls and the boys. Even throughout like the first episode to this sixth episode, I did not find myself enjoying the show itself. So I feel like the earning the Believix didn't feel like I deserved it. Maybe if season 4 was written better, the payoff will feel better. But there is also another thing that I have an issue with. I think what I like about Charmix and Enchantrix is that each girl has earned those transformations individually. For Believix, everyone seems to get it at once. And to me, I don't like that. And I think we could have seen the individual journeys of getting Believix, like how we did for Enchantrix and Charmix. And I kind of have an idea of how each of the girls could have earned Believix and, still kept the rule of earning Believix. This is an idea I kind of had if I wanted to rewrite season 4, but I'll say it here anyway, just in case. The first thing I want to mention is that I want to keep the rule of a person, has to believe in themselves or believe in the Winx, and this is how, the fairies earn Believix. We can have the first episode of Layla, we can have her, like help train a group of kids, learn to do karate, martial arts, or dancing, or whatever. They should help these students, defend themselves and others. I'm just imagining a scenario where first of all, like Layla, is looking, something to do with her life, like everyone else seems to have their careers. Like Misa, it seems to, has a music going on. Flora wants to, have a garden. And we can see how Layla can contribute to her futures, and maybe she always wanted to teach children how to be active and all that, and we can see it paying off with the students. And what the end result could be is that what if there's like a fighting situation involving like a group of like criminals, and who gets to save the day? Or the students who were taught by Layla through her lessons. And because they believed in themselves and her, this is how Layla could have earned her Believix. And then we have Stella. She could have earned her Believix as well. And this is my idea. She could help out a girl who's been dealing with like an abusive mother or a toxic mother. And she has to help this girl, break away from her mother, and help the girl, find the courage to stand up to her mother, and finally break free, and find a guardian to be, a safe space for her. This should, give Stella some emotional empathy for another person. But it also kind of connects with her because Stella, she also has things going on with her life, with her father, mother. I mean, she spent the last season, spending time with Cassandra and Chimera, and they were nice people. And I think Stella would be able to connect with this girl. And who knows, Stella could be the temporary guardian before the girl can have a new, a person that can look after her. And this is how Stella could have earned her Believix. And then for Misa, she could really help like a person, who is a like guitarist and, wants to perform in a stage, but is really lacks the confidence and is kind of has a stage fright. So Misa could, help that person out. It could be a guy, playing a guitar, and with her help, she can help this man out, and help him be a successful guitarist. And this is how Misa could earn her Believix. As for Flora, we can, change some scenes around from other episodes. If you remember that episode where they were trying to retrieve that white circle, Flora could have helped that old man out. And, he was really grumpy about his farm. And, he didn't seem to respect everyone. And, he didn't seem to respect nature. And then, like, his barn caught on fire, right? And I think Flora, could have helped, helped that man ease with his anger, helped him, through his struggles, and because of that, Flora could have earned her Believix. And then Techna could help out another person, like helping a girl who was wrongfully accused by a court or something. And Techna could be that lawyer role to this girl and see finding evidence to find evidence to to prove this girl is innocent, as well as to find the real culprit for this crime. And thus, the jury, could believe not only this girl, but also Techna. And this is how Techna could have earned her Believix. And in conclusion, Bloom could have earned her Believix just like how she did, trying to prove Roxy that she is a fairy. Instead of everyone else, earning believers for Roxy's situation, it could have been just being Bloom, who's the mentor of Roxy this season. So, all that considered, this is how they could have earned individually. So that's my take on how they could have earned individually. Take it or leave it. I do like the look of Flora and Stella's Believix. It's so pretty, and they seem to have kept the same hairstyle as they did with Enchantix. Like Flora has kept her buns, and Stella has kept her pigtails. I also like the fact that for Stella's transformations, there are blue light around her body to suggest that it's kind of a story effect to remind you that she's the fairy of sun and moon. And she has power of the celestial bodies. So, we can't forget this. I like Flora's transformation. I have that windy effect from her transformation. And I like the dragon effect in Bloom's transformation. It's really nice. We also have Layla and Techna's Believers, and they also look gorgeous as well. For Layla, I like the water pool effect that goes around her body while she's transforming, and I don't mind the blue on her if she wears it once in a while. Usually I prefer green on her, but I don't mind this, and it's nice on her. And I like that how Techna is probably coming out of a vortex, and if I have to be honest, her Believers looks the best to me. I love her wings, I love her haircut, she just looks great. I love the transformation sequence for Misa. I think for the transformation sequence, Misa had the best one. She's basically doing a breakdancing on the floor. And yes, this is really iconic. But unfortunately, I would have to say for her outfit, it's probably my least favorite outfit of the Winx. I think her outfit looks a bit confused. I'm not sure about the purple bit on her top, and I can't help but think like her pants are giving me superhero vibes, and not in a good way. It feels like her underwear is coming out outside her pants. That's the vibe I'm getting. I don't know. What do you think? And at that point, the episode ends with the Winx with their Believix powers. And I guess that's where you have it. I'm done with my review for this episode. I think the best thing about this episode is definitely the ending where the Winx earn the Believix. But I said this before. This is probably the worst episode to, earn Believix in because the rest of the episode just wasn't enjoyable because of the stupid drama between the girls and the boys. Like, take your stupid bullshit out of Winx Club and, have good writing. I feel like Believix deserved a better episode than this. Anyway, that's it for this episode. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and have a lovely day.